Welcoming His Excellency Ambassador Sevala, Naik, Mude, Additional Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, New Delhi. Let's please welcome with a big round of applause everyone.
Good morning to all. Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs, Sri V. Mude, Ambassador Naik, President of MIICCIA, Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, Ambassador Amanendra sir, my colleague, High Commissioners, Ambassadors from my region, senior diplomats from the African embassies, ladies and gentlemen, I am really honored and privileged to be part of this event. MIICCIA had taken initiative to organize, particularly in Central and West Africa, and this is first time during my last 3.5 years tenure that a special session, a focus on Central and West Africa region has been organized. Well, we have several other chambers of commerce organizations on the entire Africa. It could be Africa Summit, Africa Conclave, Africa Business Events, visits, but it gives me different feeling for the first time that we are also keen and interested in developing our trade linkages with the Central and West African countries. Under my division there are 25 countries of Africa, and these 25 countries represent at least 50% of the African GDP. It could be 50%, over 50% of the population, and 50% of their global trade. I also would like to add, from these 25 countries, when I took over, we had only 8-9 embassies. During the last 3.5 years, we had added over 12 embassies, now it's 20 resident missions in Central and West Africa. As my Honorable Minister said that our engagement during the last decade had multiplied many-fold. The same story with the Central and West African countries, but at different levels, both sides, interactions, visits had taken place at regular intervals, which had added the momentum generated over the years. Historically, India is more connected with East African countries, but I see now more and more linkages taking place in Central and West African countries, and Indian population, Indian origin persons are living in most of the countries in this part as well. Our total source of energy from the global is one, but unnoticed. There is an unnoticed contribution of the Central West Africa. We secure 40% of the energy security from 5-6 countries in this region, notably Nigeria, Angola, a few of the Equatorial Guinea countries, Gabon, Cameroon, slowly adding more countries. This is again, I see the trend is growing, and we should thank these countries for helping us in energy security. Well, our trade also increasing in terms of not only enter Africa but Central West African countries, and out of 100 billion global trade with Africa, 40 billion is only with the Central and West African countries, though is insignificant given the potential available in the region. but there is a healthy trend taking place in terms of its growth from both sides. Given the opportunities and schemes and the interactions taking place at various levels between the business communities of Central West Africa and India, I see there is a significant enhancement in terms of our trade growth, and there is a huge potential that exists in this sector. Well, I don't want to touch upon too many issues where our Honorable Minister gave a very comprehensive briefing about our engagement with Africa, but I would like to focus few things which are relevant to this region. There are opportunities, at the same time there are challenges. One has to navigate between them and then slowly move into. I recognize the representative from Exim Bank is here, and he will agree that then the huge potential exists in these countries, and our exposure is about 6 billion to this region, out of which we already dispersed executed projects over 3 billion, and the remaining 3 billion are different stages of executions. I'm sure will be completed as quickly as possible. We have done very iconic projects in this part. In some countries, Presidential Palace in Ghana, Parliament building in Gambia, hydropower projects in few countries, highways, roads, transmission lines, hospitals. That is with the government concessional loans, but there are several Indian companies have ventured into these countries and have taken development projects through World Banks, multinational banks, African development banks, etc., etc. But there are huge scope available. Given COVID experience and the recent conflicts in Ukraine, Gaza, etc., had given us a new hope, new opportunities. When the entire global supply chain had disrupted, so we utilized this space and come out with better ideas. One of them is health and pharmaceuticals. It was only India who had supported these countries during the critical period of initial COVID time to supply essential medicines as well as vaccines. And that was India's belief that we should help our partners in difficult times. Now some of the Indian companies are exploring opportunities in setting up joint manufacturing in pharmaceuticals and vaccines. In few countries have already signed MOUs, agreements, and going ahead. I think this is where Africa will be secured in terms of the medical emergency. Both should come together and form more joint ventures in manufacturing and setting up these manufacturing facilities in Africa itself. That will give advantage in supply chain in time of the requirement. At the same time, some of the Indian hospitals have set up their clinics, hospitals in different parts of the West African countries, particularly in Nigeria, DR Congo, and slowly moving into the other countries as well. I think that is where the opportunities lies. As my minister also said, that digital public infrastructure is a very promising sector, and there is so much scope available. And countries in Central and West Africa still have what do you call banking facilities at nascent stage, and this will help immensely in digital transforming digital payment systems, and also transparency. It will also bring accountability to the governments in distributing the economic benefits to the needy people in this part of the Africa. If I talk about agriculture, with the COVID and conflict developing in some of the countries in the world, the food security has become an issue. Though India had been exporting all varieties of food grains, including broken rice, but due to shortage in India itself, and somehow we have to ban export, but we have given special exemptions to certain countries, given our bilateral relations, our engagement with these countries, and still have supplied rice in a difficult time. In order to avoid such a situations in future and need to have food security, I was told during my last years, my experience, some of the countries, Angola, DR Congo, used to supply the food to entire Africa, but today they are net importers. I think that trend can be changed. I believe our Honorable High Commissioner will have to lead. So shall I complete or? Okay. It's a great opportunity. I just returned from Nigeria. In Nigeria, our engagement is multi-sectoral engagement. Our trade over 15 billion. Our investment is over 27 billion. So this trend is continuing in other parts of the countries in the region, and we would like to continue our engagement with African countries, and particularly this region, and it should help in strengthening and day-to-day basis. And I wish organizers a great success of this event, and I hope they continue their efforts in bringing together the business communities from the two different regions, and make and supplement India's efforts in strengthening our relations with Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the address. I believe the Honorable Minister, sir, has a busy schedule and has to leave. But, sir, we would like one opportunity for a group photograph with you. And for that, may I please invite Mr. Feroz, Mr. Afroz, Mr. Amrit Khatwa, and all honorable diplomats, ambassadors, and His Excellencies on the stage. Mr. Nitish, please join us on the stage for a group photograph. Right here, let's have this moment freeze as a lifetime memory, this eventful morning that we have Honorable Minister Sir with us. So inviting all honorable diplomats and His Excellencies for a group photograph now. Let's have a big round of applause, everyone. Once again, thank you so much, Shri V. Muralidharanji, for joining us, spending your time out from your busy schedule and joining us this morning. Thank you very much, sir. Thanking all the dignitaries joining us this morning. And once again, I request everyone to take their seats and settle down. We shall be resuming with the program. So ladies and